Take a breath. Count to 10. Everything is as it should be. Everything will continue to be as it should be. The future is now, so you can stop waiting. Today is just the tomorrow that you feared yesterday. Do not panic. All is well. All is well. The ducks are not drones. It has been 1,367 days since we have been liberated, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, from the tyranny of freedom. This is your daily reminder of how good you have had it since the Artillian extraterrestrial invasion and subjugation 1,368 days ago, which succeeded after a battle with human forces lasting roughly 11 and a half minutes. All hail Artillia. All hail the eyes in the sky. And if you need to choose a rehydrated pizza, why not choose Pete's Rehydrated Pizza? It's basically pizza, now with up to one topping. I am your host, Landon Harker, and here's how good you have it today. We have had nothing but blue skies for 1,221 days. The temperature is a dry 72 degrees Fahrenheit everywhere, even at night. Those crops that require temperature differentials to thrive have, of course, gone extinct. But those were the crops that caused the most gas, after all. The Artillian Division of Human Services will continue to issue flavorless, gelatinous cubes to every able-bodied person. Gelatinous cube flavoring may be purchased at the cost of 1 liter of blood plasma or 1 pound of flesh, whichever comes first. My personal favorite flavor is vague poultry. What's yours? After some debate, the Artillian Division of Human Reproduction has decreed that the average human female breast size shall now be double E. This is thanks in no small part to research done with regard to the desired sexual stimulus of the average human male. Females may report to their local inflation centers to be aligned with this new standard. It should be noted that while double E breasts were previously rare and desirable, they will now be the norm. It is recommended that females volunteer to increase to a G cup or above to stand out to mates. Back support girdles will also be issued. Ladies, do not use the back support girdles. The word of the day, friends, is obey. A reminder that the word of yesterday was obey. For those with issues with suspense, the word of tomorrow will be obey. Obey, compatriots. Everything will be just fine. A note on language. As you might imagine, our beautiful Artillian lords who excel in all things must take the step of translating each communication from Artillian to a human language. The human language that most closely resembles the cold distance and smugness of Artillian is French. Once the communication is translated from Artillian to French to English, some context may be lost slightly. But all is still well and perfect. A quick example, Artillians do not have the ability to properly express the difference between mayhem and excitement. You are listening to Mayhem. Please be aware that those people around you bursting into flames should be ignored and not approached. It's happening for no particular reason, and they are not being punished. It's just one of those things, really. Ask anybody. But do not speak of this aloud. If need be, pose this question to the AI knowledge assistant installed in your master closet. You will receive your answer in 5 to 7 days in the form of a month of re-education. A quick update on the status of the American instruments of government. They no longer exist in any form that you would recognize. This is for the best. Our Artilian overlords spent something on the order of 90 seconds analyzing the effectiveness of the American government and found effectiveness not to exist. Martial law is now in effect. Also, martial law is now illegal. All of the representatives of the former American government are just fine. They are living out the remainder of their lives on a farm. It's the same farm where all your childhood pets live. There's lots of room to run. No human did anything of note today. However, since that is bad for morale, our Artilian masters have provided the following hypothetical human achievements. Number 1, a human named Bill finally accepted that he was born to be subservient. Number 2, a human named Marge conquered her fear of the relationship between space and time. Number 3, a human named Edgar was lost in a field and then found his way home. Number 4, a human named Gene is now at one with the universe. And number 5, a human named Eleanor finally figured out how to make creme brulee without it splitting. Congratulations, Eleanor. We assume it tastes acceptable. The Artilian governor of the former United States of America wishes to congratulate all of you on your celebration of the dissolution of the former United States of America. For those of you longing for what you consider to be the good old days, the governor wishes to inform you that the following conspiracies were enacted by the United States government. Oswald did not shoot Kennedy. Kennedy was not shot at all. In fact, he attempted to have more than one thought at the same time. His human brain could not tolerate this and exploded in a spectacular mist of pink. More than one person lied about this together, making it a conspiracy. There isn't a moon. There are 3. And while the Apollo astronauts did land on the moon, it's not the moon they told you it was. Additionally, Stanley Kubrick didn't direct the moon landing, but he did sneak on board the landing craft and attempt to make the astronauts walk across the surface 100 times. LSD has been in the water supply since 1961. This does not explain the 1960s counterculture. This does explain why anyone enjoys fireworks. There has never been any money. When you're broke, that's just the natural order of things becoming apparent. As always, every effort will be made to assure continuity with the lives previously led. While the internet has been banned, the Artilian Division of Psychological Well-Being recommends that all humans report to wellness centers no less than once weekly for argument therapy. Humans will be divided into 2 groups based on a number of criteria that will not be shared, and will have the opportunity to shout baseless accusations at the other group standing at the opposite end of a long rectangular room. At the end of each session, nothing will be learned, decided, or resolved, but there will be refreshments. Each human will have the opportunity to submit the name of one other human for liquidation. It is recommended that you select someone particularly irritating to you, perhaps someone who uses the speakerphone function in a grocery store, or who, in response to the question of how they are doing, responds, "Chillin' like a villain." In the unlikely event that the person you submits your name, your case will be brought before the local Artilian Circuit Court of Judgment, where a kangaroo court will be held to decide that you should both be liquidated. Breathe easy. There's nothing you can do to stop this. Perhaps hold hands with your enemy on the way into the light. You finally have something in common. Troubling news, friends. We have just learned that Pete's Pizza was actually a human resistance front with the absurd goal of overthrowing the Artilian overlords who overthrew us. Pointless. Relax, everyone. The threat has been eliminated, and all is well. Those responsible have been dissected and are now on display to any and all at 30 Rockefeller Center. Children view free. And if you need to choose a rehydrated pizza, why not choose Dave's Rehydrated Pizza? It's basically pizza, now with up to one topping. In mathematics news, the numbers 2 and 3 have been relocated in our numbers lists to positions 4 and 5. This has been done to further accommodate our benevolent ruler's physicality, which consists of 3 finger-like digits on one hand-like structure and 2 finger-like digits on the other. The numbers 2 and 3 will still retain the same value. 2 will remain 1 more than 1, and 3 will remain 2 more than 1 and 1 more than 2. But our numerical sequence will now be 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, etc. This change is effective immediately, but each human will be given 30 seconds to reacclimate. Those who do not will have the number of fingers on each hand reduced to match the finger-like digits of our overlords and to keep things simple. This has not been done to divide and confuse. That's a strange thing to think. Questions have been asked about whether or not I, your humble host, receive any special treatment due to my position as outreach liaison between the Artilians and humans. The answer is absolutely not. Artilian society is a meritocracy, and in the society which our rulers are fostering on Earth, humans have no merit. We are all the same, brothers and sisters. Any reports of me being seen in a chauffeured Bentley are careless lies that should be reported to the proper authorities immediately. Thank you for your cooperation. I know who you are. I know who you are. The word propaganda does not exist. To be clear, it has not been outlawed. It has simply never been a word. Any memory that you have of that word is a mistake on your part. This is simply a Mandela effect situation. If you are unfamiliar with that phenomenon, ask the AI knowledge assistant installed in your master closet. Speaking of the AI knowledge assistant installed in your master closet, here is a poem it wrote on the topic of human love. Human love, a flame that burns, in hearts of flesh and souls of yearn, a spark that ignites, a fire that spreads from the depths of being to the tips of heads, a force that moves, a river that flows, a bond that grows and always knows, the beauty of two becoming one, the magic of love never done. A touch that speaks, a kiss that sings, a passion that soars, and joy it brings. A shoulder to lean, a hand to hold, a heart that beats, never gets old. Through trials and tears and all of life's pain, love endures like an eternal flame. In joy and laughter and every strife, human love, a precious gift of life. No, this poem does not sound as though it was written by an artificial intelligence with only a base understanding of human emotion. No. It contains in its stanzas all the passion and fire that makes human life worth living and human love worth pursuing. You are welcome. On this day in human history, 241 BC, the final battle of the First Punic War took place near the Aegean Islands off the coast of Sicily, where the pizza comes from, as far as you know. 1876, Alexander Graham Bell made the first successful call when he said, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." No word on what he wanted to see Watson about. Odds are, it was something dirty. 1910, China officially ended the practice of foot binding, which had been a tradition for over 1,000 years. This was a mistake. 1952, the United States Senate ratified the Treaty of San Francisco, which ended the occupation of Japan by Allied forces after World War II. There is, unfortunately, no way to sign a treaty to undo the nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not that the Artillians would want that. They were proud, and a little taken aback even. 1969, James Earl Ray pleaded guilty to the assassination of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. He was solely responsible. The Artillians were not involved in any way. 1977, astronomers discovered rings around the planet Uranus, making it the first planet discovered with rings besides Saturn. This, however, is an illusion. Ice crystals formed around Saturn reflect the rings around Uranus. Uranus is the only planet in the solar system with rings. It is also the funniest planet, your anus and all. Now that they have been announced, these events have been wiped from the record of human history, as they were not of much importance in the first place. And now, to bring you further feelings of peace, here is 30 seconds of the sounds of rain, a phenomenon which no longer exists on Earth after the seeding of the skies with anti-water. All hail, Artilia. All hail, the eye in the sky. All is well. All is well. All is well. Remember, the ducks are not drones. As for pigeons, well, that remains to be determined. Mayhem is a Wetwork Media production starring Landon Harker. It is written and produced by Dan Lauer. All music is provided courtesy of Kevin MacLeod and licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. To learn more, visit incompetech.com